So have some place, I'm gonna face the side here so you can see where we're gonna position the ball. Have something to support on, can be a chair, just so you don't fall over because you're gonna be standing on one ball only. So I'm gonna start here facing this direction. We'll start with our right foot. So we'll place that one ball on the floor. And we'll start with that ball right at the very top on your heel. So right in front of your heel bone, okay? And just find a place here where you can balance, all right? So again, that's why we're just holding on to something. And you're just gonna push down into the ball. So add a little pressure, like you're bearing down into the ball. So starting to release the plantar fascia here, okay? And now from here, we're just gonna bring that foot from side to side. So you're gonna bring that heel right to left. So like a little sway, side to side. All right, and then slowly release, pause. Again, bear down into the ball. And here we're just gonna take the ball a little bit more forward, so right in the middle of your arch. Okay, so bring the heel down into the floor. If you wanna do this with the toes down, it works as well, okay? So again, pushing down into the ball. And here we're just gonna take that foot and then turn it internally. So rotate your ankle in and then rotate it out. So you're just moving the ankle from side to side. So rotate it in and then rotate it out. And you decide how much pressure here. Obviously you can lighten up if it's a little too intense. All right, and then pause again. Sustain compression, so just push straight down. And here we'll take that ball and move it right underneath the forefoot. So not under your toes, but underneath your metatarsals. And again, we're gonna push straight down first. And sometimes to ease into it, you can kind of push down and then release, push down and release. Okay, and then keep pushing down. And now we'll take that forefoot again from side to side, so like windshield wipers. Okay, so just rolling across that forefoot area. One more time each side. All right, and then again, release, push down. So the next spot we'll work on, and I'm doing this kind of quickly, but it's a good thing to do every day. Before we close the club, I was doing this every day, and it really hasn't happened lately. Things change. All right, so now I'm gonna have the ball. So let me show you here. So you wanna bring this into the medial arch, so right in the middle of your arch, but more on the inside of your foot. And here we're just gonna push down, and then release. Again, push down, and then release, and then one more time, push down. And then release. We'll go directly across towards the pinky edge of your foot. And again, finding right about here, right in that middle of the foot, but on the pinky toe side. And same thing here, we're just gonna push down. And then release, and then again, bear down. And then release, one more time, bear down. And then release. From here, we'll take the ball underneath the foot again. And here, we're just gonna start to roll front to back, from the toes to your heel and the heel to your toes. So front to back. One more round. And then next time you come back to your toes, we'll pause again. And then this one, just gonna bring the heel down, and then you're gonna grip the toes. So you're gonna grip the ball, flexing your toes, and then you'll lift and extend. And again. So squeeze, so you're activating toe flexors here, and then lift. Again, one more time. So like you're trying to squish that ball with your toes, and then release. From here, hold it down, and we're gonna bring your other foot, your left foot, on top of the right. And here you can gently roll from side to side, and you can even use that foot to pull the flesh. So you're getting a little stretchy on the top of the foot. So moving, sliding that foot, the left foot across the skin of the right foot. All right, and then slowly release, and again, roll front to back. Okay, and there's a lot more we could do, but for the sake of time today, we'll switch side. So maybe before you switch sides, stand, both feet, and now turn around to the other side, so we do the other side. But before we do the other side, just go ahead and ease down. So you can bring hands down your thighs, soften your knees, and just fold forward. And that may be the first movement you do this morning. And maybe observe on that right side how the whole right leg feels, and really is the back of that right leg. So when you roll on your foot, not only does it affect the foot, but it affects so many more areas, because as you know, the whole body is connected as one unit. So you roll on your feet, but you're also addressing the fascia all the way on the back of the leg, moving up the body. All right, so from here, roll, bend your knees, and then roll on up. Okay, and we'll do the same on the left side. So again, find a place where you can hold on to. So again, you're not falling. And then we'll take that ball right behind your calcaneus, which is your heel bone. Okay, so find a place here where you can balance. Again, standing on your right leg. And first, pushing straight down. So see if you can bear down into the ball. Feeling a little pressure. You can go back and forth, kind of bear down and ease. Okay, and here, just gonna bring that foot, that heel, from side to side. So the foot, the toes pointed down, and just kind of scrub right to left. So cross friction here. So right into that insertion of that plantar fascia into your heel bone. All right, and then release. And then from here, we'll take the ball just in the middle of that foot. So right in the higher arch, and you're in the middle. So up to you, the heel can be down, or maybe the toes are down. So something is on the floor, okay? And then same thing, just gonna push down and then let go. And then again, push down and then release. One more time, push down and release. And now we're gonna take that foot. So you're gonna internally rotate and then externally rotate. So kind of like you're spraining your ankle and then unspraining it. So back and forth. So this is a good thing to do also for ankle mobility, right? So getting that joint to also move and not be locked up. A couple more times. And then one more. And then release. And the next thing we'll do is take the ball now underneath the forefoot. So the toes are up, right? So toes are not on the ball, but it's the metatarsal area. So right in the front of the foot, the forefoot. Okay, so again, we're just gonna push down and then release. And maybe check in on that left side. Does this feel pretty much the same, or do you feel that foot area is a little more tender? Okay, and now again, that windshield wiper action, so the heel stays down. You're just gonna move that forefoot side to side. So a little cross friction again. All right, so this is the third spot. Your fourth spot, pause and release. You'll bring the ball again on that medius, on that high arch, okay? So right in the middle on the big toe side. And here we're just going to push down. Okay, breathing into it. Okay, and then we'll go across, directly across to the pinky edge. And then same thing, pushing down. If it's too much, you're just gonna ease into it and then back off, back and forth. All right, and then release. And now we'll roll front to back. Okay, toes to heel, heel to toes. One more time. And then let's bring that ball again in the forefoot. And enough so you can actually grip that ball. So again, you'll flex your toes and then extend the toes and spread them. Again, flex and extend. One more time, flex and then extend. Next time, flex and hold. And here we'll stand. So you'll bring your right heel right on top of the forefoot. And you can use that to add extra pressure here. Okay, and if you'd like, you can start to slide that heel. So across the top of the foot. Okay, all right. And one more time here, and then we'll release. All right. So maybe roll a couple times, and then let's come up again. So again, we'll stand with your feet about hip width, and do that check-in one more time. So you'll bend forward and soften your knees as much as you need to, and then again check in. So how did this affect the flexibility of the back of the leg? Okay, and then bend your knees, roll on up, and put the ball aside. For now, we'll come right back into it, but we're just gonna do a little bit of a warm up here. So starting with your feet about hip width, standing. All right, so let's go ahead and lift your heels up and then lift your toes up. So go back and forth, rock, front to back. One more time, front to back. Good, and now side to side. So a little roll side to side, across from the outside to the inside. Okay, and then we come back to center. Okay, and little bend in your knees, and even turn your feet in a little bit. So we're just gonna work, I'm gonna warm up the spine a little bit before we get started here. So the first thing we'll do is you're gonna tilt your tailbone in, engaging your low belly, and then extend. So you move your pelvis posteriorly and then anteriorly. So without using anything else. A lot of times we start to use like the shoulders, right? So it's just isolating the pelvis, all right? Okay, so tilt in and out. Okay, a couple more times. And then one more time. And then keep a little bit of that posterior tilt so your low back is lengthening down. Take both arms to the side. All right, so stack up, head right over shoulders, over hips, and here we're gonna slide from right to left. So what I'm really curious is if this is right towards the plant, because that's the part I'm confused. I guess it doesn't really matter for this type, it's not like super choreographed. Okay, all right. Good, good, good. Oh wow, we got 17 people. Okay, that's awesome. Okay, so keep moving side to side. Okay, perfect. So I guess move right to left. Again, so isolating, so the rib cage moves right to left. Couple more times, right to left, and one more time each side, right to left, and then release. From here, take your right hand behind your head. Again, I'm sorry if it's not, you don't see right, but let's call it the right. Bring your left hand down, and then externally rotate your arm, and you're gonna extend at your wrist. Right, so you want external rotation of your arm, and here we're gonna side bend, and then center. So again, you want the knees soft, and you want to slightly internally rotating your legs, and ideally your low back is lengthened. So we don't want to crunch the low back here, side to side. Couple more times, side bending. One more time. And then bring it back to center, switch side. So other hand behind your head. Again, find an outer rotation of your arm, and then pull the back of the hand towards your wrist. Side bend and side bend. Here we go. So these are all movements that your spine's designed to do. Couple more times, a lot of reflection here. And then one more time. Good, come back to center, take both arms straight out. So now we're gonna put those two together. So we're gonna slide over towards your right, hopefully it's your right. You're gonna side bend to your right, come back to center. And then go to the other side, side bend, come side, and again, glide, side bend, and then back to center. Glide over the side, side bend, so the pelvis is not moving, right? So you're getting that thoracic spine here, to glide over, and then you bend laterally. Couple more times, so we're gonna go once each direction here. And then one more time, glide, side bend, and glide, and then bring it back to center. Good, and then release it out. All right, so shake it out a little bit. So this is the part we're gonna be lying down. So again, make sure if those of you joined a little bit later, you want at least 2 small balls. And I mean, tennis balls would work. If you have a bigger ball, you can use those. If you have a lacrosse ball, that would do the trick in place of this alpha ball. And if you can also grab a block, if you don't have a block, maybe a pillow, something to go underneath the head. And I'm gonna do a little back reset. So you'll need something to slide between your knees at some point as well. And also if you have a strap or a towel handy, this would be great. So let's go ahead and lie down onto your mats or wherever you are, I guess. Okay. All right, good. So lie down and hug your knees into your chest and roll side to side. All right, so we did a little bit of warm up here. I think it's important to get the body ready before we start digging in and using balls to get into the fascia. Okay. Just roll side to side, and let's bring your right knee to your chest and bring your left leg up to the ceiling. Keep your left leg up and then start to move that right knee around a little circle. Just loosening up into the hip. One more time, and then reverse the circle. So you're loosening up into the hip flexor region here, the frontal part of your hip. And then hug your right knee to your chest again, then float your left leg down. And then bring your left leg back up. Again, so reach through the heel. And then back up. A couple more times, lower your left leg. And then back up. And then last time, I'm gonna keep your left leg down. Again, press your left heel away from you. And then check in with your right waist. Keep your right waist long, so you may have to roll that right outer hip a little bit more away from you, so you feel the pelvis is nice and level here. Okay, and then from here we're gonna go into a little twist. We're gonna bring that that right knee across towards your left. So use your left hand, so bring it across to the left, and then bring it back to center. And then open that right knee out to the right side. And then bring it back to center. Again, bring the right knee across to your left, so switch hand each time. Then back to center, and then over to your right. And then one more time each way. Go to your left, back to center, and then to the right. And bring it back to center. Hold the knee into your chest, hug it in. And now on your exhale, we're gonna curl the torso up. So you're gonna lift your shoulder blades off the floor, curl up, and then lower down. So if you need support here, you can bring one hand behind your head, and then curl up. So activating the core here, working that spinal flexion. Again, curl up, lower, and then one more time, curl up, and lower all the way down. Pause, bring your left knee to your chest, hug it in, little roll side to side, and then switch sides. So we'll hug your left knee to your chest, bring your right leg up to the ceiling, so hug that left knee in. Okay, and here, just stay that knee around a little circle. So stabilizing the pelvis here, just move the thigh around. Okay, and then reverse the circles. So align those hip flexors to start letting go here, the frontal part of your hip muscles. And then hug your left knee to your chest again. Then lower your right leg down, so float it down. Pressing through the heel and then back up. Again, lower the leg down. And then back up. Lower. Reach. And lift. One more time. I'm going to keep that leg down next. Okay, and again, check in. Make sure that left hip is not hiking up. So roll that left outer hip forward so you're spacious on your left waist and your right waist. And then on your exhale, you'll curl the torso up towards the knee. Again, support your neck as you need to here. Again, curl up. Lower. 2 more times. Curl up. Flex that spine. And lower. Then one last time here, curl up. And lower all the way down. From here, we'll take that knee. So we'll bring the left knee over to the right side. So pressing the right hand on your left knee. And then bring back to center. And then other side. Just open it up. And again, we'll get deeper later. Right now, we're just getting ready. It's quite early in the morning, for me anyway. Back to center. Again, over to your left. And center to the right. Cross it over and center. And then one more time. And then center. Bring your knees to your chest. All right. And then bring the feet down. So we'll have your heels in line with the sits bones. And we're just going to do a rolling bridge here. So push your feet into the floor. Make sure the knees don't splay here. And let's roll the spine all the way up. So you're going to exhale. Roll your spine up vertebrae by vertebrae. Stretch your tailbone towards your knees. On your inhale, let's sweep your arms overhead. Then keep the arms back, the back of the hands on the ground. Roll your spine down vertebrae by vertebrae from the top to the base. Segment by segment. And then inhale the arms back to your side. And we'll do this 2 more times. And it's actually a good check-in to how your spine moves. So exhale and start to maybe notice the parts of your low back or your mid back or even higher up that do not seem to glide. So the segments of your spine that don't seem to glide as easily. So a little slower here and just check in. So for me, it's like right around there. It's about my T12, L1, 2. That is not moving very well. And then down. And we'll do this one more time. Okay, so again, push the feet down and then roll your spine, peel up, vertebrae by vertebrae. And then as you inhale, the arms will go back. As you exhale, we'll roll down, vertebrae by vertebrae. And then release the arms back to your side. Take your arms straight out to your T and then knees together. So let's rotate. So we'll take the knees over towards your right side and maybe just go halfway to start. Then back to center and then over to your left side. So spinal twist. And we'll just do this a couple more times, each side. Maybe start going a little bit lower. So say this is uncomfortable for your back. Sometimes having something between your knees will help to stabilize the pelvis more. So you could use like a block that you had, or you could use a cushion or pillow, something between your knees. One more time each side. So maybe slightly lower, center, and then last time. Okay. And then bring it back to center. All right, from here, hug your knees into your chest and lift your head, shoulders up. We're gonna rock and roll up and coming onto hands and knees. Okay. So starting onto all fours here. So we'll do cat-cow breathing and then start working with the balls. So we're gonna flex and round your spine, press the floor away, tilt your tailbone in, and then inhale and arch. Shoulder blades slide down. Again, rounding your back. So again, something that's very healthy to do for your spine, that movement. And then inhale, shoulder blades down. Lift your sits bones, tailbone, and lift. One more time. And then inhale, and then extend. And then come back to neutral. Let's walk your hands forward, one hand, and then the other. So you're a little bit more extended. So this is called static back extension, and it's a nice reminder for posture for your spine. So wherever your hand is right now, you will place one elbow at a time. So it's kind of an extended all four position on the elbows. Okay? And then from here, you're gonna shift your hips forward ever so slightly, and you're gonna let your belly drop down. You'll bring your palms towards one another. So you're starting to feel extension in your spine. So the palms comes in towards each other. Then you're gonna curl the tips of your 4 fingers on each side except your thumbs. Okay, so the position is here, okay? And you're gonna reach your thumbs up. So you're gonna actively imagine you have a strap around your wrists, and at some point, I'll ask you to push out. Before we do that, keep your belly hanging here, and then tilt your chin in. So look back towards your knees. So keep the fingertips together, and then actively into that imaginary strap, you're going to push out. And let your shoulder blades draw in towards one another, and let your belly hang. Drop your chin, and nice deep breath. So again, actively press out into that strap that's around your wrist. So you're reminding the spine of what it needs to do right now. When you're standing, for example, is to be erect. And we call this axial extension. Couple more here, couple more breath. Again, push out. Neck is flexed, but the whole spine, your thoracic, lumbar spine is extended. One more breath here. And then slowly release. Walk your hands back. Okay, and sit up. Okay. All right, so let's grab our pain balls. So let's get started. Okay, so again, I say pain balls, but mine are blue. Whatever you have that's a ball will work. And working with a chew to start, okay? So let's go ahead and lie down onto your back. And the first thing we'll do is we'll place the 2 balls underneath your sacrum. So I'm gonna be starting with the lower back, and actually right now below your lower back. So the 2 balls are gonna be side by side, okay? And we'll place them underneath your sacrum, which is this area. So we got the lumbar spine here, okay? My tailbone is here, and that triangular shaped bone here is my sacrum, okay? So that's where we're gonna have the balls to start, okay? So lying down, and set the ball. So they're side by side and touching. So let your shoulders relax down, okay? And here, the first movement is to give yourself space to breathe. And then the next movement is we're going to tilt and untilt the pelvis. So tilting your pelvis, so that's my pelvis here if I'm lying down, and that's my tailbone. So I'm curling my tailbone in and towards my pubic bone, and then I'm releasing the tailbone down. So my pelvis starts to move posteriorly and then anteriorly, okay? So it's kind of that little rocking motion here. And you'll see that further in class when we do some other movements with the balls in certain spots, and I'll ask you to tilt and untilt your pelvis. Okay, a couple more times here. One more. All right, and release. Now find your neutral pelvis, so you're neither tilt or untilted. And here we're just going to move a little bit from right to left. So a little scrub here, right leg, right to left. A couple more times, side to side. And then pause. Let's lift your hips. And we're gonna slide the balls up. And if you can locate, so they're still gonna be together side by side. If you can locate, sure you can, your navel. We're gonna place the balls behind the navel, okay? So in the line of your navel in the back, and that's your L3, lumbar 3, is directly behind your navel. So that's kind of where we are in the middle lumbar. Okay, so the hips are lifted. So there's a couple ways to do this. If you had a couple blocks, you could elevate your feet up, right? So you could bring your feet up on the block here, that would work. I'll just teach it like we don't, so it's easier. But if you want to elevate your feet at this point, you can for this set. And here we're just going to lift up. So you're going to curl up and then roll down. So again, curl up. So again, the balls are going to be somewhere in this region, right? My navel here, and I'm going back, okay? And they're side by side. And it's not a full bridge, right? You want to keep pressure on the ball, so you're just tilting and lifting, and then lower your pelvis. Again, tilt and lift, and lower. Couple more rounds here. Tilt, and lower. One more time. Okay. Now come halfway down. And here we're just going to sway a little bit side to side. To the right, to the left. A little cross friction. It's not a big movement. Just moving sideways here, right to left. One more round, side to side. And then from here, go ahead and slide the balls down an inch or so. Lower your hips down. And then we'll do the same thing. So again, if your feet were elevated, you would be putting more pressure. And then we'll do that again. So tilt up and then lower. So now you're in the lower part of your lumbar spine. Again, lift and then lower. So upper body is relaxed, so there's no effort in the shoulders, the neck, even the face. Hold it up, and then again side to side, a little cross friction here. So getting to those little muscles that surround the spine, also getting into the erector spinae muscle, that longer muscle that you can see on the side of your spine. Okay, cross friction here, lift your hips. Okay, and now we're gonna go up. So a little bit higher than when we started, the middle, and then we'll do the same thing. So you know, in the higher part of your lumbar right now. And again, curl up and lower. Curl up and lower. One more time. Lower, and then once more we'll come halfway up, and then again side to side here. Okay, so the next thing we'll do is if your feet were on the block, bring your feet on the floor. Okay, so use your core, tilt your chin, and then come up. So you're gonna be on your elbows. So the balls are still side by side, and all we'll do here is you're just gonna glide front to back. Okay, so we're just using the leverage here of the arms, of the feet, pushing back and forth on each side of your spine. Okay, one more time, front to back. And then lower your hips. Let's let's bring the balls away, and we'll take the balls. So this is when, if some of you have a lacrosse ball or a bigger ball, we're gonna work on the side of the back. Again, I'll teach like you just have the two balls, but if some of you have other balls that are bigger and you know what to do, we'll bring the ball on the right side. So we'll start here with the balls side by side, and they're gonna be on, so we're back to that like navel area, okay? So if I'm going directly to the side, and the two balls are gonna be stacked vertically, okay? One on top of the other. And we'll start with the right, okay? And you're still in the same position, so lying down. Okay, and have your block handy because we will be using that soon. Okay, so I'll just go that one, actually, go this way. Okay, so starting on the right side. Okay, and here we're just going to start to drag the balls across to the right. And then bring it back to center. So we're just gonna start to move towards the right and see that as you start to drag across, the right knee starts to drop down. And then bring it back to center. Again to the side. And then center, a couple more times. And then one more time. So next time you come all the way to the right, you'll pause. I'm gonna turn around so you can see here. and have your block handy. So we're gonna, or whatever you have. So we're gonna lean a little bit more onto that right side. Okay, so the two balls are, again, side by side, one on top of the other, to the right side. And we now bring the ball so it's right between the pelvis and the top of your pelvis and the bottom of your rib cage. So this is when a ball that's bigger fits right in that spot. Okay, so once you get to the sides, we're gonna get into that QL muscle here. If you find that two balls is too much, you could just do one. If it doesn't fit quite perfectly in there, so you could do just one ball, okay? And your head is going to be supported. So you'll take the block or pillow, whatever you have, and then you can lean to the side and you have to hold your head up, okay? So the first thing we'll do is you can keep your knees together here, okay? And then you're gonna start to move a little bit side to side. So you can roll up and down a few times. So you're doing little cross friction here, side to side. One more time, side to side, and then pause. And here it's just going to do a little side bend. So you're going to bring the right rib cage towards your right side pelvis and then release. So you're going to try to squeeze the ball or the balls in between the rib cage and the pelvis. So contract and then release. And then one more time, contract and then release. And again, move a little bit side to side. And then bring your left knee back up and then bring your right knee back up. And here we're just going to drop just the right knee down and then back up. And then again, so moving that right knee and then back up a couple more times. One more time. All right. And release. So come on up and move back onto your back. And we'll take the two balls again, stacked up vertically, and now placing them to the left of your spine, again, right in that middle low back region. Feet wide, and here we start to roll from side to side. Okay, so again, you can, if you have that bigger ball, you can use that, or a cross ball, or you can just do one ping ball here, rather than two stacked. Okay, so keep gliding across, and then back to center, and then two more rounds, glide. One more time. Okay, and then we'll stay on that side again. You'll lie sideways, and see if you can, once more, elevate your head, support your head on the block. So again, the two balls are still stacked vertically, and they're now on the left side. Okay, so they're kind of right in that waist area, a little bit back. Start with your knees together here, okay? And then start to move a little cross, a little bit side to side, right to left. Okay, one more. Then we'll do contract, release again. So it's a small movement. You're gonna start to bring the ribs and the pelvis closer together, like you're trying to sandwich that ball, or those balls, and then release. And then again. And then release one more time. Squeeze and contract. And then release. Then bring both knees up. And here we're just going to take the left knee down and then back up. So leaning over to the side and then back up. Drop the knee and then back up. One more time, drop. And then back up. And then slowly release the balls. Lower all the way down, no block. Lay down. So have the block close by. Lay onto your back. Low back and check in. So what I'd like to do is a reset for the back, and then we'll continue the sequence. So the first thing you'll do is bend both knees, so the knees are hovering right over your pelvis. Okay, knees apart. So we'll take one hand will go below your knee, and then the other hand will go above your knee. So one is under, one is above. And your knee, you're gonna push your knee into your hand. So one knee will pull as the opposite knee pushes. Doesn't matter which one you do. And you'll hold this for about 5 seconds. Then release that action. And then you'll switch. So your other hand goes below your knee, and then the opposite hand goes above your knee. So the pelvis is not moving, you're just isometrically pushing into your hand. So again, one knee pushes forward, the other one pulls in. And then switch again. So we'll do this just 2 more times each side. So again, push, pull, then release, again, switch hand, and do it again. So again, notice the knees are not really moving. You're activating the muscles, and this is gonna help to reset your pelvis. And then do that again, 1 more time. So this is when you have a tweaked pelvis or you have something that's off. Oftentimes you can manually reset your pelvis, readjust your pelvis by this maneuver. So we do that again, so switch hand, and then you're gonna place something between your knees, a pillow. I oftentimes use a ball, like a squishy ball, but you can also do this with a block. So release that action, bring your feet down, and then find your block. Place it between your knees, so the feet on the floor. And here we're going to squeeze into the block and then release, or whatever you have, right? So you do 10 of these little squeezes, and then release, and then again squeeze. And it's not unusual to get a little click. So if you've got a little click, it means something got shifted back. Okay? So again, squeeze and release, and again squeeze and release, and we'll do 5 more here. Squeeze, release, 2 more, and then 1 more. So we're gonna work next on piriformis. Okay, so we're gonna get more into the lower body, and I will finish with upper body. Okay, release the block and set it down. Okay, so again, find your 2 balls. And we'll place the balls like so. So this is those little points here. So you got your sacrum here, and on the side, this is called, so you're gonna bring the balls right underneath the points here. I wanna keep it simple. Okay, so they're apart, they're at the very top of your pelvis. They're not on the bone, they're below the bone on each side. Okay, so that's where we're going to start here. So kind of right in that, where the piriformis attaches to your sacrum. Okay, so that's where we want the balls. Okay, so the first position is we'll take the feet together and the knees wide. Okay, soles of your feet together, let your knees drop. Okay, and again, upper body, 0 effort. Okay, so the first thing we'll do here is breathe into the balls, let your body sink. The second thing you'll do is you'll tilt the pelvis and then untilt the pelvis. So ideally those balls are on the outside of the sacrum, upper outside sacrum. Tilt and tilt. And your piriformis muscle actually attaches right there. Okay, so rock the pelvis up and down. One more time. Okay, and now a little sway side to side, so a little cross friction again. So what we'll do next is we're just going to go on one side, okay? That's kind of where I started you, so something bilateral. And then we'll start with the right. So rock side to side, then close the knees in, lift your hips, and take the balls side by side. So again, I'm going to stack them up vertically. If you have a lacrosse ball or a bigger ball, this is when you can use that underneath your right side, okay? So again, we'll take the balls, and they're going to be in this position, okay? So I'll move over so you can see again what we're doing, but we're starting here right at the outer sacrum. Okay, so the first thing we'll do is you're going to strip that piriformis. So we're going to go all the way to the side. So you're going to start to shift your hips towards your left as you drop the right knee down, and then back up. And then again, glide your hips to your left, drop your right knee down. So you're using your body, right? So you're getting the body to move, the hips to shift, the knee to drop, so you can drag that ball across the soft tissue. Okay? Glide and drop. A couple more rounds here. All right, and then one more time, stripping across. And then pause here. So for this one, I would maybe take only one ball, and we're just going to start to draw little circles. So just want to release around the greater trochanter. So the greater trochanter is the top of your thigh bone. There's a bump, a little piece of bone that sticks out, and this is an attachment point for muscle. So right now we're just rolling around that greater trochanter. If you want, this is too much with one ball, certainly take the two balls and glide around. Just do circles, okay? Okay, a couple more rounds here. And here, we're gonna bring that ball, or the two balls, we're gonna try with one, and bring it right above that greater trochanter, okay? So feel that little bump and you go right above it. And here we're just gonna bring that right knee up and then down. You can keep the foot on the floor if you like, and then just bring your knee up and then down. Again, knee up and down, knee up and down. And now bring your knee up, float your right foot up, and then as if you're gonna cross the leg over to your left, and then as if you're gonna bring the right leg, or you do, underneath your left. All right, so just kind of moving your thigh bone here as you take your leg internally and then externally. Couple more times here, up and over, and then under. And then one more time, up and over, and then under. And then release, bring the right knee up, lift your hips, and lower your hips all the way down. Second side. Okay, so again, the two balls will be side by side, and we'll take the balls to the outside of your sacrum on your left. All right. All good. So maybe I should check feedback if there's anything that's not working. Okay. It's really hard to see what you're doing with those balls when you're so far away from the camera. Okay. Okay, so let me see if I could move this. Yeah, because I'm using my iPad and I had to move it. So I'm gonna move this a little closer. Hopefully that works. So the two balls are now to the left of your sacrum, okay, right there. And we'll do the same thing. So we'll bring your left knee, your hips to the right, and then left knee down. So you're just moving across here. And by the way, if you're live right now, I'm filming this, and when it's filmed, I think you will get a closer view. So I think it should be better. I just want to make sure you can still see it here. Okay, so don't worry, I will post this on YouTube, and I think you will have a closer view than what you're seeing live. Does this make sense? Okay. One more time here, so all the way to the side. And then back to center. Okay, so now I'm gonna drop over towards the left, okay? And here, scoot down a little bit, and you can use just one ball if it's a little bit easier, or if you feel the need to just take one ball here. We're just gonna go around, and you will find that little bony part here. So the greater trochanter is right around there, and again, your femur, your thigh bone, and that's a little bump, and then right around, we roll, because again, muscles connect here. So we're trying to release right in the connecting points here of the bone, of the muscles to the bones. And leaning over the side will give you a little more pressure. 2 more times. Then 1 more time around. And now either 1 or 2 balls directly above that greater trochanter here. And we're gonna just bring that left knee up and down. So I'm just gonna remove 1 ball and try with just 1, okay? And again, you're above the bone. Gonna deepen those glutes here. And you just move your left knee up and down. Up and down. How about you? Better really feel this one. 1 more time. And now keep your left knee up. You're gonna pick up your left foot. And you're just like cross the leg over. And then bring the leg under. And then again, cross it over. And then under. Couple more rounds, cross it over. And then under. So this is Piriformis. We're gonna work next on the glute medius. And under. And then release, bring your left knee back up. Remove the balls and lower all the way down. Good. So for this next one, you will need a block, okay? And again, that's gonna be for your head because we're gonna be lying all the way to the side. So a pillow, a block if you have. We're going back to the right side. So I'm turning back and forth so you can see, obviously. But we'll have the 2 balls. And now the next point here is the glute medius. So we're just going to get to, if you had like shallow pockets in your high jeans, you would be placing the ball right there. So upper, okay, and to the side. So you can bring the ball side by side if you have a bigger ball or a lacrosse ball that fits right there, okay? So on this one, we'll take, again, right side down, and you're going to lean, you're going to turn onto your side. That's why I asked you to get a pillow or a block works. Your back, your top foot, your left knee, sorry, is bent and your left foot is behind, okay? So that's the first part. Breathe, okay? So getting into the glute medius here. So here the foot is flexed on the floor, and here we're just gonna flex and point the foot, okay? And that allows you to move up and down. Okay, so flex and point. Flex and point. A couple more times. Flex and point. 1 more time. Flex and point. From here, push the foot down into the floor. So activate that muscle, right? The muscle that takes your leg to the side. And then release. 1 more time. Push your foot down into the floor. So activating. And then release. From here, tilt your tailbone. And then untilt. And then again, tilt. Untilt. 1 more time. Tilt. And untilt. Release. Now bring your right leg up to the sky. And then down. And then maybe start to move a little bit more circularly. So draw circles down and around. Down and around. 1 more time. Circle your leg. Good. Hover the leg off the floor. Bring your right knee to your chest. Straighten your right leg. Sweep it back. Bend your right knee. Extend. Sweep the leg back. 1 more time this direction. Then we'll reverse the bicycle. All right, other way around. Front leg first, bend, kick it back. To the front, bend, kick it back. One more time, front, bend, kick it back. From here, bend your right knee, cross it over your left leg. All right, and again, strip that muscle, so just move across side to side. If you want a little more, come on up. Okay, and then you can move around. So also getting into that piriformis here, if you're a little bit more upright. So you can lean back and forth, again, towards that outer sacrum. Up and around, okay? So same thing, one ball works, a bigger ball is great. Staying down on the floor is perfect, right? So you don't have to do that version. Okay, one more time around. And then slowly release, uncross the leg, and transition to the left side. Okay, so same thing, you'll adjust the block, the right knee will be up, and the right foot down, left leg straight, and you find that same position. Okay, so it's the upper outer part of the glutes here. The left foot is flexed, and first just breathe and bear down into the ball. Okay, so the first thing you'll do is you'll point and flex. So it's a small movement, you're just moving up and down. Point and flex that foot, that left foot. One more. And then release, sink down. So here we're just going to push that foot into the floor, activating that glute medius, and then release. Again, one more time. Push the foot into the floor, contract. You can also think of squeezing your butt, that works. So, and then release. All right, next thing, you'll tilt your tailbone and untilt. Again, curl the tailbone in and release. One more time, curl and uncurl. Now, left leg goes up and down. You can do small movements. And then start to make circles, draw circles, up and around. One last time here. Now keep your leg hovering, bend your left knee and straighten your leg, sweep it back. Again, bend, extend, like riding an imaginary bike. One more time this direction. Okay, and reverse it. So first to the front, straight leg, bend the knee, and back. Back pedal, two more. Last one here. And cross that left ankle above your right knee. Now you can stay here and maybe move sideways, side to side, cross, even around. And your last option is to come up. Okay. Whew. And release, roll around. Okay, so this will complete the glute release. So we like to do just a brief thread the needle, and I planned on, we do some upper body as well. I'm not going to be able to do as much as I anticipated, but I think the next part that I'd like to work on is a little bit of the TFL, which is right in the hip crease, front part of your hip, and then we'll finish with some upper body. So lie down onto your back, and just to transition to more of a static stretch. So cross the right ankle above your left, and we all know this one. So the first thing to do, if you know you're a little tight, or you have to modify this some, you can have your left foot down. You could also use a block to elevate your left foot. okay? Second, you can float your left leg. And you can stay here. If accessible, you'll grab, so right hand will weave through the legs, grab hold of your hamstrings, pull the leg in, or you can grab your shin bone, join it. And if you're in this position, maybe you wanna give yourself, your right leg, even more extra rotation by using the right elbow and engaging more outer rotation of your leg. Okay, make sure that right foot is flexed, stabilizing that knee joint. And there's many different things we could be doing here. Maybe if you want to do a single leg pigeon on your back, you could, forklift, cradle, but I'll keep it simple. Okay, and then release, switch leg. So just more static stretch here. So same thing, the right foot can stay on the floor. And you can even do this by resting your arms to your side. Just find that shape. Again, you can grab and then draw the leg in a little bit. Okay. Keeping that pelvis nice and square here. So just like we did in the warm-up, you want to roll that left outer hip forward. So the pelvis is in its neutral position. All right, and then again, hug your knees to your chest, and let's roll to either side, and we'll come up. So face down. So I'm just going to do one here. I'm not going to do IT bend and all this. I just want to do a little bit of the TFL. It's a muscle we use quite a bit when we run, when we hike, when we ride a bike, which I'm sure many of us have been doing. So we'll place the two balls. So your ASIS is your anterior superior iliac spine, is that little bone, it's the pelvic bone here, it's the top part of your pelvic bone. And we bring the balls right underneath here. So that's the position. You're not in your groin, you're not directly in the center, you're a little bit more to the side, okay? So that's the first position, so I'll face this way here. And we'll bring the two balls, again, stacked vertically, or you can use your one bigger ball as well. Left knee to your side, and your forearms are on the floor. So the back leg is straight, the right leg is straight. Curling the toes, and here we're just going to roll to flex and point. So you're rolling front to back. Okay, so after walking, hiking, this area tends to be tight, so good thing to do on a regular basis here. Okay, one more time here, front to back. And then drop the back knee down. Here we're just going to bend your right knee and then extend your right knee. Again, bend and extend. One more time, bend, extend. I like bend and hold. And here we're just going to bring that right foot across from side to side. So emphasize more bringing the right foot out to the right. So you're trying to get to the lateral part of your thigh more. Okay, two more times here. And one more. Slowly release the leg and switch side. Okay, so take the balls to the left, bend your right knee, stack them vertically so they're right beneath the bone. Curl the toes. Okay, find the right spot first. And the right knee just rests to your side. So you're using this as a little support here, and just flex and point. So glide front and back. Okay, one more time here, front, back. Okay, and release, drop the back knee down, left knee down, bend and straighten your knee. Again, bend and straight. Last one. Bend and hold this time. Okay, and then again, like windshield wiper, you're gonna bring that left foot from side to side and emphasize more going out. So you're trying to pivot your body around the ball. And that muscle here, that TFL, connects again to the lateral part of your leg and into that IT band. So you can do that and travel down a little bit. Let's do 2 more like this, and we'll finish on our back. 1 more. Okay, and then release the leg, and remove the balls. All right. Okay, so the next part is on your back line. So I'll be spending at times to show you. I'm going to start in the back, and I think we'll stand to finish as long as you all have a wall. Hopefully, I have a window. So have your block handy. We'll need that, and the 2 balls. So the first thing we'll do is place the balls. So you'll be lying on your back, but again, to show you where we're heading, we want the 2 balls. So I'm going to work a little bit on the upper trapezius first, then I'll work more like rhomboid, mid-shoulder blade. So we'll go this way, and then we'll work more one side and then the other side to finish, okay? So right now, the 2 balls at the base of your neck, a little bit further apart. And if you can locate your shoulder blades, you want the balls to be right above your shoulder blade. Not too wide for now, but just like top and medial part, inner part of your shoulder blade, okay? So not in the center, right above, okay? So that's our position. So the 2 balls on the floor. And again, have your block handy. You may need it, you may not. This will give you support for your pelvis, so if you don't have a block or pillow, or you'll simply elevate your hips, okay? So the first thing to do is to rest, okay, and breathe. So this is kind of that high charged area of our body, right? The trapezius muscle, upper back, a lot of time gets super, how could I say it? Energized, to put it in a good way. And it's also like our stress muscles. So here, let's go ahead and bring your shoulders up to your ears and then slide your shoulders down. So the trapezius muscle elevates your shoulders, right? So you hike your shoulders up and then down. One more time. Up, so that's a little contract release we're doing. More supported, and then down. Good, from here, we're gonna lift your hips up and lower your hips down. If this is too intense, just stay on the floor and maybe just do that subtle contract release by lifting your shoulders up and down. So lift up into a bridge and lower, just one more time. So at some point we'll be heading this direction. If this is too much, you'll just keep your hips on the floor or you'll use a block. So the next thing you'll do is you bring your arms up to the ceiling. Your hips are on the ground here, okay? And as if you're rolling your shoulder one at a time. So you're gonna roll one shoulder back and then the other. It's gonna easing into that trapezius muscle. Okay, so moving the shoulder one at a time. Go back, pedal here. Okay, and then release. And now we're gonna bring the arms and move that from side to side. So really here, it's any position, any movement with the arms. So you can think, I don't know, seaweeds or something flowy. moving these arms around. So you can stay here or you can start to elevate your hips. Now this is way more intense. So maybe you want a little more, but you need support. So you'll take a block or again a pillow, and by that extra height of your pelvis, you're just putting a little bit more pressure. And that may be a better option, okay? So again, it's up to you, and then you can kind of raise the block higher. So keep moving around, just rubbing out the spots here. One more time. Okay, and then slowly release. Okay, and then if you have the block, remove the block. If you're in your high bridge, lower all the way down. Okay, so we're gonna find one more spot while we're here. So this one, you're gonna take the balls a little bit wider and if possible, a little bit higher. So now, we're getting to the top of your shoulder, the top part. So you're right between the apex of your shoulder and so in between the apex of the shoulder and the base of your neck. So we're trying to get more to this spot. And this is better accessed with your hips elevated. So again, if you can, you'll come to a full bridge. If you need support, grab a block. Okay, so we're right here. So now the balls are right, again, in between the top of your shoulder and the base of your neck. Okay, so we're higher up. Same thing, use the block to help you to get higher, to get propped up. Okay, and here, let's go ahead and reach your arms straight up to the ceiling. And I would avoid, especially when you're in a bridge, moving the neck here. So if you need to look, maybe bring your hips down, take a look, and then come back up. So your arms will be wide. Imagine you're holding the wheel of a big truck. It's like, who hasn't dreamed to do anything like that? And then we're gonna steer that wheel. So you're gonna rotate it one way and then the other way. And then you can start to side bend even to get a little deeper. So again, same thing if you have the block, right? And then you'll just rotate. And this is a very hard to reach area to stretch. So using those balls here really allow you to stretch muscles that you probably have not stretched in a long time. A couple more times here. Relax the jaw, face. And then slowly release. Okay, I'm gonna bring back the block here. Okay, and then from here, release the arms down. If your hips are on, up, bring them all the way down onto the floor. Remove the balls and check in. So take a little time here. Maybe move the head side to side. Okay, so the last part we'll do in this lying down position is the two balls side by side between your shoulder blades. So again, to show you where they are going to be. So right between your shoulder blades, okay? So they're gonna be side by side touching. So lying down. So to find that position, I would roll to the side. It's just easier to get the balls here. And then, so lie sideways, get the balls into place, and then come back. So this is a position because you're extending your thoracic spine where you might say it's not too comfortable on my neck. So again, this is when a pillow or a block might come in handy. Okay, so that would be your position. Knees are bent. Okay, and then if your low back feels crunched at all, I would lift your hips, hover, and then send your tailbone to your heels so you can rest your pelvis down and you're not compressing your lumbar spine, okay? So it's really getting thoracic extension. So again, you decide if you need support, then you reach your arms straight up to the ceiling. Okay, so the part here, we're just gonna reach your fingertips up, like you're trying to touch the ceiling with your fingertips. The shoulder blades move apart from one another. And then draw your arm bones down as you squeeze the blades towards one another. Okay, so here we go again. So you're protracting your shoulder blades, broaden them as you reach your arms. And then as you draw the arm bones down, shoulder blades draw in towards one another. They're retracting. Again, reach up. And then draw the arms down, retracting. So this is the action of your rhomboid muscle, right? It's bring your shoulder blades in. So from here, we'll bring the right arm over your left. Grab hold of each shoulder blade. And let's move a little bit side to side, across the back. Okay, so right in between the shoulder blades here. And then switch side, other arm on top. Hug, and again, side to side. All right, and then release the arms, reach them all the way up. Let's bring your elbows to the side and take your palms to face the feet. Lift your hips and slide yourself back a little bit, so you're now a little bit lower, tiny bit. And here we're just going to externally rotate the shoulders so the fingertips point towards your head, and then bring your fingertips to point down towards your feet. So you're internally and externally rotating your arm bones with your elbows on the floor. So again, in, rib soft, and then open. Okay, so the movement here again is your elbows to your side, and then you bring your arms down and then up. Okay? So a couple more times like this. And then one more time. Okay. Again, I'm just checking in. We're just going to wind down here. Last time, keep your palms up. Now reach your arms up to the ceiling. Overhead behind you, I'm sorry, wrong cue. And then fingertips on the floor, slide your arms down to your hips. Again, palms up, sweep the arms overhead. And then down. And just one more time here. And all the way down. Go ahead and release. Roll to either side. Remove the balls and come on up. Okay, so we'll do one last to finish standing. And this is actually one of my favorites. What we'll do is have the ball on one side only. So just one ball for this one and a smaller ball. And locate, so we started right here, if you remember, and I brought you kind of up there, top of your shoulder blades. Now we're gonna go more inside. So you're gonna come in the inner border of your right shoulder blade, okay? So we'll be right there, okay? So you'll be leaning against the wall. I'm leaning at my door, okay? I'm not gonna break it. Okay, so we're here. So the feet are wide and a bit further away, okay? And the right arm is by your side, okay? So on the right side, so again, you're right here, okay? So the last part we'll do here is, I want you to do a little shoulder roll with your right, and down, again, right shoulder roll. One more time. Now your right palm is by your side. You'll take the right arm overhead, just the right arm. And then as you lower the arm this time, you'll turn your palm out so your thumb stays down and hits the wall. So again, arm back and down. One more time. So this also gets into an area that's very hard to stretch. Okay, so next time we'll take the arm down, it goes across your left hip. So you're gonna go across your left and then back. Again, thumb down, reach across and back. One last time, we're gonna keep the arm across, grab your elbow, right elbow to left hand, and here bend and straighten your knees. So you're massaging on the inside border of your shoulder blade. All right. So the last thing we'll do here before we switch side is you're gonna rotate to the right and then you come back. So you're tracing like a half circle up and over your shoulder blade. Twice more here. And then one more. Okay. And then release the elbow. Let it hang, shoulder roll again. Okay, and we'll transition to your left side. So again, take that ball to the left, so same position. Okay, so you find that spot here at the top, upper inner border of your shoulder blade, right in the middle. And for many people, it's really easy to find because we got a lot of tightness there. So feet are slightly in front and just start to roll your shoulder up and down, circle. Alrighty. And now bring your left arm up, thumb is at the wall, and then rotate your arm bone in as you lower the arm. Again, reach and lift, and lower. Again, up. So moving your arm bone internally and externally here. And next time, bring your arm down and it goes across to your right hip. Again, up. And don't just go across, but reach across. Like you're trying to get further across. Two more. And then one more time. Next, we're gonna keep that arm down, grab that elbow, and then bend and straighten your knees. So roll up and down. Slipper in here, okay? And next, you're gonna add the twist. So again, you bend and try to get under the ball and rotate. All right, again, bend and rotate. Two more. Alrighty, and then one last time here. Then release the arm down. So again, shoulder roll, shake it out. Okay. And then slowly release, remove the ball, come up to center. All right, move the arms around, so maybe a little swing side to side. Okay, take the right leg behind your left, take the right arm overhead, and then reach over the side. Side body stretch, and other side. Okay, so I think this is what all we'll do today. Again, I'll be posting this, so thank you for coming today, making the time, take care of your body, and feel free to give me some feedback. Be well and stay healthy, and do those stretches and releases. They really help with daily function. Okay, thanks you guys.